So hopefully I'm going live on YouTube today. I've never done this. And, it says if I click here, I can see it on YouTube, and then I can link it in the group. So that's kind of fun.
I'm going live on YouTube today. I've never done this.
I don't know.
It says if I click here, I can see it on YouTube, and then I can link it in the group.
Oh gosh, now it's like playing in both. I gotta close it out of YouTube. Okay. Oh no. Is it working? What happened to the volume? Can you hear me? There's Stella. She's stealing chocolates off my desk. I don't see anybody has joined us yet, so maybe, oh my goodness, I have no idea. Oh, it says one view. So if I go here and then I click through,
can you hear me?
To Facebook.
There's Stella. She's stealing chocolates off
Oh
my
my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. This is ridiculous. So maybe I should, where's Laura when I need her? She solves all these things for me. Laura! Alright, I'm going to tell them where I am, and maybe they can find me. Oh, okay. So, let's click through the eCam. There we go. Oh my gosh, that was like 2 minutes of awful learning how to use this. Oh, thank you, my prime lens. You have chocolate all over your face. Yes, you do. Okay, so we're 2 minutes in and nobody is... Oh, somebody's here. Maybe. Hopefully it's Laura. We'll see. Or Rochelle. Or anybody. Save me from myself. Whew. Okay, well, as you can tell from my harried state this morning... Thank you, Stella. Life is a little crazy right now. I was out of town all weekend. I had a meet in Daytona, Florida for my 10-year-old. And so I was literally sitting on top of my desk. And is trying to eat my chocolates. Stella, come here. Come say hi. Here she comes. I'm trying to keep her from eating all my chocolates that my husband bought me. Wait, you gotta be seen. Hey. I like your little ring of chocolate around your mouth. You see him? Oh, you want to show him your dress? Stella is wearing a Sydney made out of ninjas. Right? You even have matching pants on, but they can't see it. They're striped, aren't they? So, I was out of town all weekend. Hi, Laura. Yay! Somebody found me. And I was literally, hey, Laura, if you could link to this in the Facebook group, that would be awesome. Or maybe even the tester poll so somebody could find me and, I wouldn't feel so alone. They can't see you. So I was out of town at a gymnastics meet with, my 10-year-old daughter and her team, and I had never been to Daytona, Florida. I'm not social enough for Daytona, Florida. And then we made it back like late Sunday night and woke up Monday morning to kids puking and my husband sick. And my husband never gets sick. And it's been a little crazy ever since. And so my husband usually travels on Tuesday, Wednesday. Thank you, Laura. And he canceled his trip this week. Oh my gosh. So come here. I need help. So, none of the kids went to school today because, no, I'm going to put you down. Can you go find Kellen? Hey, Kellen, can you come get Stella or entertain her for a minute? Look. So this is life right now. Okay, what do you want? Do you want another chocolate? If I give you chocolate, will you go play? Maybe? Okay, I'll give you one. Oh my gosh. I like him too, Stella. I like him too, but I don't want you and all this stuff over here. Alright, here you go. Go find Sydney and Madeline. Alright. Whew. Like I was saying, nobody went to church, to school today, except for my oldest two. And I posted a picture from the weekend because Jenny had on the pattern that I'm working on for March, and we were at the beach with all her friends, and it was super fun, and she was really giving a good workout. And she's such an awesome supporter. I love it when my children support me. It really is real life, yes, and I'm dying too. But my 10-year-old was so supportive. She brought like 3 other bathing suits that I had made in the hopes that we could do a 5 out of 4 photo shoot with all of her fun gymnast friends. And I really wanted to. And then it got, like, we had Friday, and then by Saturday it was so cold on the beach. It was like the wind was blowing really fast, and there was like foam on the beach. I had never seen that before. It was crazy. Anyway, she had the meet of her life. It was like a new personal record, so she was in a good mood for a whole 24 hours. And then we made it back, and unfortunately my whole family, it's like we're dropping like flies. Kellen, my son, is sick today. He's got a really bad bellyache. I don't deal well with throw up at all. I'm a sympathetic puker. Even if we start talking about it too much, I'll start to like, and it's just ugly. So we're moving right along. I'm trying to survive. I'm sure they'll come back in. The door is now open because Stella left. I love bathing suits. I'm really excited. I know you guys are excited about it. Fortunately, we're also taking part in a bundle-up sale that'll be out right before Easter, I think. Late March, early April, sometime in there. And so we're going to have to get moving on that, too, and it's going to be a really fun project. I don't think I'm allowed to share. But we'll be testing it. It'll be for kids. I can share that much because I'm pretty excited about it. And then actually, Rochelle's going to work on something that's similar. So, again, we'll have a matching pattern. But that has to come first. And then this week is Valentine's Day. I have nothing. We haven't even done Valentine's for the kids to like give out to their classmates or decorated a box for the kindergartners. Yeah. Usually we do this great thing we found on Pinterest where we take a picture. Where's my arm? You can't see me because I'm too close. Maybe if I back up. But then you can't see my head. We take a picture of the kids like doing one of these in front of a better background than this. And then we hole punch. We get them printed, 3.5 by 5 somewhere. Local. And then we hole punch like above and below their hand and we stick a lollipop through it. And we love it because it's cute and usually they just write their name on the back and we hand it out and they get a cute little picture of my kid. And that way the kids love cartoon characters, but it's a little bit easier and, I don't know, slightly more personal than me writing out. I think I would have to, I'd only have to do 20 for the twins, but it feels like a lot. Back when like nobody was doing good with their handwriting, like there's a lot of Valentines. This year I don't know what we're going to do if we make it to school. We have a couple days, I guess, so maybe I need to get on that. What do you guys do? I would love, Laura's in the background like, remember. I would love to do a giveaway. So we're going to give away a couple patterns today. For the first time, I would love to know what you guys do for, if you have kids, for your kids, or just what you do for Valentine's Day in general. We pretty much ignore it. Sometimes I get like the bigger Hershey's Kiss, and then sometimes I do nothing. This might be one of those years where I do nothing because life is crazy. If you're still looking for some last minute projects, we have free cut files that'll be free through Valentine's Day. They're up in the group. I can link to them below. And then we also have a few patterns. Unfortunately, I don't think I have one here that's finished. Oh, I do. Well, I know. This is actually fabric. This is a funny fabric that I tie-dyed myself. And I'm just putting a button on it because these are boxer shorts. I'm showing my husband's underwear on Facebook. This is fantastic. Don't tell him. He'll be embarrassed. These are boxer shorts, but for whatever reason, I didn't put any interfacing right here, and so they started to wrinkle over. So I think I'm going to put a little snap in there, and next time I'll just put some lightweight interfacing so that doesn't happen. But we have boxer shorts. We have, if you're feeling a little saucy, you could use the Escapade to make a pretty cute nightgown, or the knot. I made a great breastfeeding nightgown for the knot. Oh, Laura posted the link to the cut files. Thank you, Laura. And it was functional and beautiful all in one. I made it with an ITY, so it's even a little slinky and a little see-through. You know, if you're into that. Another thing I want to talk about this week, the raglans are in testing. Everybody. So I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is Tasha's first pattern, and you think, oh, it's just a raglan. Okay, raglans are really easy to make, but as far as drafting them from scratch, I don't think they're easy. I don't. I think they're a little funky because the shape is weird, and you just have to, yeah. I'm really proud of Tasha because she's not curled up in the fetal position, drinking heavily, that I know of. She seems to be surviving. It is a very stressful process to get your first pattern out. So if everybody could send her a lot of positive energy, I think she would appreciate it. And I'm hoping that she doesn't hate the process by the time we're done, because I'm pretty excited about having her on the 5 out of 4 team, and I think she has a lot to offer, and she has a really cool vision of the types of patterns she wants to do, and she's fun. She's fun to be around. So if we could send her some positive energy and help her get through this last leg, like we're there. We're just working out the hood, and we're getting it all finished, and hopefully we'll get that moving. And then actually I think we're going to wait to release it until we finish the men's. And so next up is the men's. It should go much more smoothly. And here's why. So I'm a big believer that you should always make a muslin, otherwise known as like a practice run of the product that you're trying to sew up. Unless you're 5'7", equally proportioned to match every single size chart for every company, because we're all a little bit different. Some are a lot different, I think. Have a B cup, or I don't know, magic is involved. Very few patterns are going to fit you right out of the package. That doesn't mean that I stink at my job. That just means that we are kind of going for this greatest fit for the greatest number type thing. And so we're trying really hard to find a middle road. And that means hopefully that when it's said and done, you make the fewest number of alterations possible to get a good fit for you. Some people have it easier than others. I'm 5'9". I have extremely long arms. And I think my shoulder to bust is a little bit longer than your average. So I usually add a little height there. I have a very long torso, so if we're making pants, I know that the high waist is not going to be high-waisted on me. And so I add a little height there. I mean, you just have to get to know your own body. You have to be honest with your own body. One thing that I found both in the kids' raglan and in the Little Ninjas is you get a lot of kids with measurements all over the place. So please, please, please don't stress out. One, they grow incredibly fast. I have a few kids who are incredibly picky about what they wear and a few who aren't. So some kids, maybe they're a height of a 6-year-old, but the waist and hips of a 2-year-old. I'm not kidding. Some are even smaller. Sometimes it's, I have a 10-year-old whose chest is like a size 4. And her waist is a size 4. I mean, it's funny. She's so muscular. If you saw the beach pictures from this weekend, you can hear Stella, sorry. This is the life of a work-at-home mom, I think. I cannot make Jenny a size 4 and just add length. Jenny's my 10-year-old, by the way. I can't do it. Because if I do that, the proportions are wrong. Where the chest hits and where the waist hits and where the hips will hit. It's just not going to work out. Oh, I'm like having heart palpitations. Okay, be very careful, Stella. Stella's coming to join me and eat more chocolates. I'm going to cover her. Oh, she went right past. Yay. So, one thing I really like to impress on people is, yes, we want you to follow the size chart. But at the same time, for kids, I think that their height has to be a deciding factor. Because proportions matter, and even with kids, it's very hard. A lot of times the size chart is so close together, it'll be a half an inch. No more. All done. Oh gosh, you're gonna start screaming. All done. Can you go get some checks? Oh, you got a car. It's like parenting 101. Don't give in to your kids. Really? I shouldn't have said no in the first place because I'm going to finish this. You want one more? Can you go see if we have any more in the kitchen?
No!
I need help. Hey, Daddy has more. Go ask Daddy. He has some in his office. He does.
Come here, son. You want one?
But he's on his feet. That's a huge sign. He will not be in front of the camera because he doesn't feel well. But I'll introduce him soon. I promise. Okay, moving right along, if you're following along. When you're measuring kids, please, 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 even if the measurement tells you the kid has a 3 to 6 month waist and a 3 to 6 month hip, but the height of a 6-year-old, under no circumstances do I believe you should make a 3 to 6 month waist or hip. I just don't. Partly because the amount of movement that a 6-year-old does compared to a baby who's 3 to 5 months old is very different. Babies have small chests and bigger bellies, typically. And you'll see that reflected in our size chart. So if you're picking a pattern based solely on the chest size, well, the belly size might not fit, and vice versa. So at some point, you just have to learn. And unfortunately, the best way to learn is by messing up. And over and over and over again. No joke. So one thing that I found when I was first starting out, I made one-piece leotards, not fancy, nothing exciting, like scoop front and scoop back. I didn't even go for the racer back. I just did a one-piece leotard. For Jenny, and I realized that her measurements are all over the place. And the one measurement that mattered for that was girth, which literally goes from one shoulder through the legs and then up to the opposite shoulder. Anything else through here was like within, it's close enough and it's nylon lycra, and so it just didn't matter. What really mattered was the length of her torso. So if you're doing a one-piece bathing suit for kids, that's probably a really important measurement. For a shirt, I go on height first, and then I look at, okay, how far off are we on the chest? Because really, maybe this is because I have 6 kids, maybe. But kids grow really fast. And I have one child who will want a waistband, and she'll want a knit waistband, and she wants to feel it tight. Same with her pants. She wants it to be tight. She wants cuffs on all of her pants. Those are her peccadillos. But under no circumstances will I make her a 2 with a 6 length or whatever. I'm sure she's grown. And that's the key thing, is they're going to grow out of it in like 20 minutes. And you're just going to be making another one. So you have to kind of find a happy medium. So if I have the height and shoulders are a huge thing. Under no circumstances do I want to spend a ton of time doing alterations for kids when they're going to grow out of it in 6 months. So if you have the height and shoulders of a 12-year-old, right? But your chest and your waist is of a 6-year-old because you have this great, I guess that's an inverse triangle, body shape. I don't think that you should make a 6 and then try and do a shoulder adjustment to get a size 12 because that's a big difference. Whereas if you make the 12 and it fits in the shoulders, or if you just have to, if they're really square shoulders, which is where they're like straight across and not sloped, which is very attractive. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fantastic. You can do a size 12 and then do a small shoulder adjustment. And if you make the straight up size 12 and you think it's just too roomy in the waist, like let's say you're making the Sydney and it's just too big and the kid doesn't like it, you can easily take it in and then have a wearable muslin, right? A wearable practice dress or whatever you're making, and transfer those changes to the pattern piece for your next one. That's my 2 cents. I think that some of it is a little bit of learning and a little bit of common sense and a little bit of personal preference. When I'm writing the tutorial, I try and put a blurb in, but I don't want to put 3 paragraphs of a blurb because, this sounds rude, but nobody reads. I don't know. I know for me that I'm not going to make my 8-year-old who's taller than my 10-year-old a size 6 anything because his proportions are not that of a 6-year-old. So anyway, that's my hill to die on probably. I tried going live on YouTube today. It looks like it tells me the viewership, and it's really low. So I think that sticking with something might be the best thing. I think I'm going to stick with YouTube for a little while and try and figure out how to multicast so I can get you both on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. One thing we're trying to do is we would love to give away a free pattern. So if you already answered about the Valentine's Day, if you could also answer sewing school. Laura has a new, Laura's going to be really proud of me for remembering because I didn't remember to write it on my list of things to talk about. Laura has a new sewing school video and blog post up on a full bicep adjustment. This is a very common adjustment. This week, Laura shows you how to do it to a raglan pattern. So it's something that she does. She's proud of me. It's something she does to the Nancy raglan, which is one of our best-selling patterns. It comes up a lot. It's a few lines, but Laura's so fantastic at doing the video tutorials that she breaks it all down and she makes it easy for you. And so I will link to that as well, or Laura will if she beats me to it. And hopefully you'll be able to find it quickly and easily. And as always, it'll come with a PDF download, I think it typically does. I should have double-checked that with Laura. She probably wrote out the directions for you to print out. She would like to know if you have any ideas on what you'd like to see on Sewing School. We're looking for, I don't know, future videos to do. So if you can leave a comment for that, we would love to see them, and we'll keep a tally and maybe get your video made sooner rather than later. Like I said, I'm incredibly grateful for Laura because I love the fact that 5 out of 4 is growing. It means that I'm doing a lot more admin work and, frankly, managing instead of designing, which is fine. It's a learning curve. Oh, Laura just posted the bicep adjustment. Thank you, Laura. Oh, gosh. Oh, my screensaver came on as though I'm not doing anything. I really promise I'll learn, like, in 5 years. So we're looking for more ideas. So leave a comment below with some ideas you'd like to see in Sewing School. We'll keep a running list. And then there was something else, and now I've forgotten what it is. But those two things. I'd love to know what other people do for Valentine's Day. Do you and your honey, like, really ham it up and go out for a night on the town? I'll be happy if nobody's puking. That's my goal for Valentine's Day. I love chocolate-covered strawberries, though. Okay, yeah. So, as always, thank you for joining me for this week's Facebook and YouTube Live. Now it's just YouTube, but I'll be posting it on Facebook. If you could, I would really appreciate it if you could like the video and share it and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If I make this a weekly thing on YouTube, it'll actually send you out a reminder so you can always tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I am always want to share my gratitude with you guys. I am incredibly grateful that you're a part of the 5 out of 4 community and you're making this dream a reality. So I hope that you join me and we have more than just Laura commenting next time. All right, until next week. Thank you.